Hello, Coach. Good night. Rodrigo Solorio from TUDN. What's the first sensation after the game in this draw in Mexico City?
I'm not quite sure. It might take me until we're halfway back home to really understand what happened in the game. It certainly was an interesting game. I thought Pumas came out and, played well. The goal in the second half was something that we knew that was their strength. And so that was a little disappointing for us to go down 2-0. But what I would say to you is what I always appreciate about our team is that we never quit. We never stopped trying. It's always been there. The culture of the club has always been there. And so deservedly so, because I've seen the replays. I mean, the penalties were penalties. And Nico took the 2 penalties under a lot of pressure from a lot of different areas, the fans, the goalkeepers, the players. And he stepped forward and made the 2 important penalties. And now it goes back to 90 minutes to decide the winner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night, Coach. Carlos Daniel Salgado from Azteca Deportes. The fact that Pumas is known to be a team that comes back after they're down, after they're in disadvantage, does that tell you something? Do you have to be specifically careful about something because of the team that you will have in front there with all the conditions in your favor?
Well, I'm still not going to call ourselves the favorites. I think that the teams are evenly matched. They have some very good players. Andres does a very good job of his coaching. It's a very well-run team. I think the game is a final. Anything can happen in a final. Anything can happen in Concacaf. So you just never know. What we will try and do is take what we learn from this game and then apply it to the game in Seattle. We have to be careful because, yes, I talked to my good friend Gonzo. He understands Pumas very well. And I know that the team never quit. But our team won't quit either. So it should be a good final.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is Sergio Venegas for Deportes.com. Coach, what do you need to change for the second leg of the game? Because tactical, today you see your team really tired on the second half. And now you're coming from behind of 2-goal advantage. So what do you need to change for the next game? And I wish you the best luck.
Well, thank you. I'm not so sure that our tactics were wrong. I think there were many moments in the game where our team didn't play up to their potential. I thought there were some times where we were too rushed, especially at 0-0. There was no rush for us, but we wanted to go. Sometimes that's the problem with our team. We like to go, go, go. And maybe we could have sustained more possession, found a little rhythm to the game, go on one side, come to the other side. We really didn't do that in moments where I thought we should have. So I think it's just getting back to our team understanding what we're good at. Because tonight, I don't think we were at our best.
Good night, Coach. Federico Olvera from Damebola, for Radio 13. Coach, if you analyze the Club Universidad Football Club among the physical, tactical, mentality, and the technical, what do you think are the most strengths of this team?
Well, Pumas is a good team all around. Obviously, they have a great center forward. They will get their best defender back for the leg in Seattle. They defend well. I thought there was a lot of good things about Pumas, but again, the matchup is against 2 good teams. We have very many good players and good tactics and ourselves, and we will now be at home. I understand that, a lot of tickets are being sold now after this performance, so hopefully we'll have a full stadium. And again, it's going to be a very good final.
We'll come around to a few questions on Zoom next, but 1 or 2 more for Jeremiah.
Yeah, you had the rain pouring down early on, this huge crowd, very loud. What did you make of all the kind of everything around the game and the atmosphere?
Great atmosphere, great stadium, historic stadium. Everything was good. The fireworks in the beginning. The fans were very, very loud. I thought the atmosphere was very good. A very good friend of mine, a mentor, always told me, though, Jimmy Gabriel always said that, you know, when teams used to come to Seattle with a big crowd, it almost gave them some life. And I think our players rose to, you know, some of the fans cheering for Pumas. It was a big game, good atmosphere. All of our players, all of the players on the field love playing in that environment. And so again, I know when we come to Seattle, we're going to have a good crowd, hopefully, you know, a very big crowd. And so we will be excited, but maybe Pumas, you know, they'll be excited too, because it's a final. It's a
Two quick questions, Coach Nico Moreno, Pulso Sports. Were you surprised in any way that Pumas took off Diogo when they did? And did that kind of change the game? Do you think you were able to have a little more space? And then what's the messaging to the team after a game that had so much going on like this one?
No, I would never second guess Andre's decisions, coaching decisions. That's his team. He knows his team better than me. And second of all, the message for our team was just, you know, it was a hard game, and, you know, congratulations, you guys never quit. I think the team surrounding their captain at the end of the thing was a positive for me, because I know what was going on. I know what they were trying to do to Nico, and we had to stay composed and we had to think the game. It was the same when, you know, when they got the penalty, you know, we just needed to stay calm, calmate a little bit, and just play the game. That's what I told them.
Take one more here.
Andrew Kennis from The Guardian. I know I've already answered this question about atmosphere and saying that it might have motivated your team in a certain kind of way, but without any regular goals and just 2 penalty kick goals, do you think that there was even a little bit of fragiling here? Because, I mean, this is a sold-out stadium in 15 minutes, a lot of hostility. Was there any intimidation whatsoever, you think, with your players?
I'm not so sure it was intimidation. I think sometimes when our team wants to win so badly, I think sometimes that can be a negative. You know, I think that's something that might be human nature. I think they want to play so well. They want to score the goal. They want to defend well, that sometimes they don't execute and just don't, again, just play to their potential. So we'll talk about that. You know, the 2019 final that we won against Toronto, you know, Toronto was good in the first half until we scored a goal, and then everybody kind of settled down. So, you know, we'll try and make sure we don't wait until, you know, the second half, but again, it's going to be a great final.
Okay, Laura, over to you on Zoom.
Thank you. Are we good to go with some questions?
Yep, good to go. Go ahead.
Thank you. Jada Evans.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time, Brian. You had mentioned a little bit about Nico. He seemed to be, well, can you talk a little bit more about what they were doing? Because he did seem to be a little bit ineffective there for parts of the match. And then also you had Morris and Roldan Christian, it seemed, switch sides a couple of times. I wanted to know if that was something tactically you were trying to do to get an advantage.
No, that's just, that happens sometimes during the flow of the game, Jada. You know, it's not by design. Jordan's more comfortable on the left. Christian's obviously very good on the right. As far as Nico is concerned, I mean, look, this is a team sport. And again, I wouldn't say that our team played up to our potential this evening. And it's not just one player. I mean, I could look at around the whole team, and could the whole team have played better? Yes, I believe they could. And I believe we will. So, you know, Nico did what he had to do. I mean, he in pressure moments, you don't understand how much pressure there was. You know, people are talking about the atmosphere and the fans and the pressure, and it's building. And Nico comes through and he makes it 2 penalties. So he's a great player, and he's got a lot of mental toughness.
Okay, next question and last question for Zoom. We must Vita. Go ahead.
Hey, Brian, in the 87th minute, you brought on Montero for Ruidiaz and Rowe for Morris, and you were down 2-1. Just what did they bring to the game to eventually allow you to tie the game?
we were, I mean, we were just trying to get some guys into the game, you know, trying to close the game out. 2-1 wouldn't have been a bad score. You know, the substitution patterns, again, we'll talk that over as a staff, whether we could have done more or less. That's a non-issue.